The sound of my son's cry sliced through the room, sharp as a gunshot. I froze, his tiny body trembling, his cheeks wet. And then I saw her, my sister, her hand still hovering in the air like it belonged to someone else. She smirked. "Relax," she said. "You're overreacting." Overreacting. Those words wrapped around my chest and squeezed. Everyone else at the table, my parents, my cousins, they just sat there, stiff, silent, complicit. But my husband, he didn't. He stood, military precision. Every inch of him radiating controlled authority. He looked her in the eye. His voice was calm, low, deadly. "Get out." And just like that, she left. Not a word, not a fight, just vanished. I sank into my chair, my heart still pounding, my baby pressed against me. Relief and rage tangled into a knot I couldn't untie. I remember when I first met her, my sister, the girl I shared a room with, a diary, a childhood. She had charm, that magnetic, intoxicating charm that drew everyone in. I trusted her with my secrets, my plans, my heart. And I loved her, the way you love family, blindly, naively. Christmas dinners were once warm, once full of laughter and shared stories. Now the air was thick with tension, sour with betrayal. I had ignored the little signs for months. The snide comments, the manipulations disguised as jokes. The way she subtly undermined me in front of my husband, in front of my friends. I chalked it up to jealousy. She had always been competitive. Until tonight. Until I saw her slap my baby. I didn't scream, I didn't lunge, I held my son tighter. I watched, calculated. Years of training my mind to stay calm, to think 3 steps ahead, kicked in. The betrayal wasn't just personal, it was toxic. I couldn't let it fester, not in my family, not in my home. I started keeping track. Every insult, every manipulation, every subtle attempt to isolate me. I saved messages, recorded conversations, documented the patterns. I built a case, not for anyone else, but for me. Revenge, I realized, isn't loud. It's surgical, precise, quiet. I began with boundaries, firm, immovable. Christmas gatherings became neutral territories. Invitations, I controlled. I reasserted my home, my space, my family. Each time she tried to push, I reminded her, silently, with my actions, that I was in control. Then I exposed her little games. Casual remarks to family members about her manipulations, stories shared with tact, timing perfect. Her charm faltered. People began to see her differently, subtly, slowly. The house of cards she had built began to wobble. And the night of the slap, everything came together. Christmas lights flickered over the table, plates clinking. My son asleep in my arms now, safe, swaddled. She made her move. A joke about me, a jab at my parenting, the hand that shouldn't have moved. She thought she was clever, she always did. But my husband's eyes, sharp, commanding, saw it all. The room held its breath, silence stretching like a tight wire. Then the words, "Get out." I saw the shock in her eyes, not just at being confronted, but at the undeniable, unshakable power standing against her. My husband didn't yell, he didn't argue, he just stated the truth. Her behavior had consequences. His authority didn't need anger, it needed precision. She stumbled out, defeated, face pale. The door clicked behind her, and she never came back. I didn't celebrate. I held my son close, feeling the warmth of his tiny body against mine. Relief was a slow burn, mixed with disbelief that it had all unfolded so perfectly. I thought about her, the betrayal, the manipulation, the years of trust violated, and I felt a quiet satisfaction. Not because I had won in the traditional sense, but because justice had been delivered in its purest form, calm, deliberate, undeniable. She had underestimated us. She had underestimated me. And now she was gone from our lives, a shadow erased. I learned something that night, that vengeance doesn't require theatrics. It doesn't need screams or public shame. It needs patience, observation, and the courage to act when the moment is right. I am still calm. I am still precise. I am still me. But I am stronger. And my son, he is safe. He is loved. And his first Christmas wasn't marked by violence. It was marked by protection, by quiet power, by the unshakable knowledge that in my family, no one crosses the line. She never returned. And every time I see her name pop up in my mind, I smile, not out of malice, but because the truth is undeniable. Actions have consequences. Betrayal has a price. And in our house, justice isn't loud. It's lethal in its precision. I pressed my lips to my baby's forehead and whispered, not to him, not to anyone, never doubt me. Never doubt what I will protect. And for the first time that night, I let myself breathe.